What's up, everybody? Y'all, welcome to the Tourette Trucker channel. Y'all, I'm here sitting in a hotel here in Lakewood, New Jersey. Yeah, that's it, Lakewood, New Jersey. Um, no, I haven't done a live in a while. Sorry about the coverage. Trying to, I was trying to do it with the laptop, but the laptop camera is ugh. And since All Chem doesn't allow me to really make good videos, I pretty much left the majority of my freaking gear at the house, which I actually had cameras on my Coronado that have actual separate cameras to plug into the laptop and everything else to take better microphones and all that. So yeah. What's up, Katie's Kitchen? We got, of course, Richard Hay from Kutztown, PA. But yeah, I know, like I said, I haven't done a live. Went back and looked like I haven't done a live in 2 months. It's like it's been a long time since I've done a live. So I'm like, let me go ahead and do one. I'm sitting here in a hotel for a couple freaking days. Oh, we got Joshua from Houston. Let's see, let me put some of these up. See, I wanted to use the laptop because then I could just use the wireless mouse, and it's so much easier to do than trying to do it on my freaking tablet with the little keypad. Yeah, it's one of those deals right there. So yes, I ended up having to use my tablet, y'all, which I don't really like the tablet as much, but the camera is much better. So that's why I'm using the camera here, or the tablet. But yeah, like I say, y'all, anyone knows me knows my lives are interesting at best or at worst. They're usually some kind of stupid bunky bunk mess. Let's see, we got, come on, Uncle Joe. What's up there? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, we got John Hoggram in the house. Yeah, I'm actually missing Thor too. I ain't gonna lie. I really miss Thor being on the truck. Yeah, it's wintertime, so yeah, he's down in the freaking in Clearwater instead of up there at Cape Cod. Um, why am I held up in a hotel? Okay. I picked up a load in or loaded Thursday in Chicago, delivered Friday in New Jersey. Well, when I got there, there was already somebody loading. It was only a one spot unload and reload in the same spot. So by the time I got unloaded that morning, I got there at like 10:30 in New Jersey. By the time I got unloaded and got to Lakewood, I couldn't get there in time to go ahead and get my other trailer to reload because I'm actually reloading a load going to Nebraska. Originally, it was supposed to load yesterday and deliver Monday in Nebraska, but now I cannot. Since we didn't make it before the rabbi left on Friday, they've got me reloading it on Monday, and I'll be delivering it up there. We don't know when. Oh, I missed Mr. Santa's elf. Come on, let's show it. Oh, duh, there it is. It's Santa's elf tanky. That's right. Oh, he got a nice Christmas tree up there. We haven't put up, to be honest, we haven't put up a Christmas tree in the last several years. Because Thor has him a good old time and actually knocks all the Christmas ornaments off the tree. So yeah, so we haven't done Christmas in quite a while as far as a Christmas tree up. I mean, and it's only just me, Catherine, and Jamie at the house. Jamie's 25? Yeah, 25. September, he was 25. So, I mean, we're like, what's the point? Exactly, Joshua. Cats and Christmas trees. I actually, when I lived in South Georgia, at one point, I actually had, just get it there. What's up, my brother? When I lived in South Georgia, I actually had at one point, I think 9 cats at one point. And it's funny because my daughter's friends called me, you know how you hear the stories of the creepy cat lady? I was the creepy cat guy according to her friends, but yet only one of them was mine. My daughters kept bringing cats home because they know I'm the kind of person, hey, if a cat makes it into the house, the cat's going to stay. I'm not going to get rid of the freaking cat. The cat is basically now he's a permanent guest. Then with one of my exes, she left her two cats. She gone and she leaves her two cats. So it ended up with what you call some permanent guest. um, I'm looking at this on the TV screen as well, and is it really playing an ad in the middle of the freaking live? I apologize for that, y'all. I didn't know it was going to play an ad in the middle of the live. That's new. It's never done that as far as I know. But of course, this is one of the few times where I've actually got the TV behind the tablet so I can actually kind of see the comments better. Because it's easier to see. That's why I kind of keep looking over. So I can see the comments over there. Okay. Because on my end, it was actually showed an ad, which was the first I've seen in a while. See, it's easier for me to see on the big hotel TV behind here for the comments. That's instead of the little tablet right here, which I'm using for the camera part. Yeah, in South Georgia, back to the, on like Jen Psaki, let's circle back. You know, my ADHD brain, I get subject and bam, I'm gone. Well, I had like 9 cats. They loved the freaking Christmas tree. They were always getting up in the tree, and then every time I turn around, I'd come home and I'd find the tree laying on the freaking up against the chair that was beside it, or laying on the ground, where they would jump up in the top of the climb the top of the tree, and then they would jump out. And of course, when they jump out, their back feet kick it. So poof, there goes a tree laying on the ground. Oh man, bless the poor kitty's heart. But they loved the tree. I come home one day and there were 2 of them peeking out in the tree. I'm looking at the tree. I see cat eyes, and there were 2 of them sitting in the middle of the tree. Something about Christmas trees, cats love them. I mean, cats love trees. I mean, it's a freaking trip. So yeah, that is the one thing. Now let's circle back to the hotel. Since I couldn't get loaded on Friday and they didn't have anybody, they were trying to get it preloaded, but they couldn't get anybody back there in time to get it preloaded before the rabbi left. So I ended up having to wait till Monday. So yeah, so that's the story on that. Now, luckily, All Chem here, which even talking with the director of operations yesterday, he even agreed they need to have a driver's room with a shower or something for drivers. So like us road drivers that don't live here, there's no facility. Well, they lock the only bathroom that we can get into when they lock the offices. They've got a little, of course, where we can come in through one side door, and there's where all the paperwork is for after hours dispatch when everybody's gone on the weekends. They got the boxes for the paperwork, but there's no access to a bathroom either. So if you're here over the weekend, there's nothing for you. They've got another yard here in Lakewood, which is where all the bobtails park, and where all the clean trailers are, and where some of the preloads are. The main terminal, which is like a mile away from the separate yard here at All Chem in Lakewood. Main terminal is basically the corporate office, the training center, the tank wash, which has like 3 bays. You got the steam yard, their ISO tank yard, because they actually have quality cares, Boston, everybody else bringing stuff in. When they drop their ISO tanks there in Lakewood, All Chem actually steams ISO tanks for other carriers. Well, we got Georgia Rob. What's up, brother? So it's a pretty big facility. At the other terminal, or the other yard where all the bobtails park, which is where every time I come up here to Lakewood, that's generally where I sit over there at that section. They only have 2 porta pots. No, 1 porta pot. My bad. So you got a porta pot for a bathroom. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. So if you're going to be here like I am here, got here Friday, not loading until Monday, All Chem will put us drivers up in a hotel because there's no truck stops anywhere near here. You're looking at least 40 something miles to Bordentown to a truck stop. Maybe further than that. Break out my handy Googler. Oh yeah, y'all. This is cool. That's my logo for my music channel. I actually have that on my phone. But let's see. Let's look it up. Bordentown from here. Pardon me, y'all. Y'all, if any people y'all know me, y'all know I will eventually break out with a doodah in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, Miss Cat is texting me. Petro, Bordentown. Come on, Petro, Bordentown. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it's only 35. I was close. I said around 40. It's 35 miles. Take you 52 minutes to get there. So basically an hour away to a truck stop. So they actually put us up in a hotel, which is cool. So at least, hey, I've got running water. I could actually have a toilet to use instead of a porta pot. I've got fresh shower. I took a shower last night. I took a shower this morning. I'm going to take one tomorrow and haven't done anything but sit in the hotel room. I mean, now I did go over there and check my trailer out today because another downside is with All Chem, none of their trucks have APUs. I've got a refrigerator in the truck. So, of course, that has stuff keeping cold. Well, then I've got the separate refrigerator slash freezer compartment thingy-mabob. So I've got that. And Miss Cat is at the house. I guess I need to text her back and tell her I love her too, right? Since she just texts. I love you too. And Richard says, hey. From Cutstown, PA. There we go, Richard. See, I told her, hey, for your brother. My phone about dying too. I have 11%. I better plug that in with my M&M charger. Green for the Coronado, of course. So went over there and checked that out. Everything's good. The trailer's all sealed up. So I'm good on that. It's got its all kosher certificates. I hope so. I didn't check that part of the paperwork, but I took pictures of every seal that's on the trailer because I need to verify that every one of the seals that's on that trailer is on the washout ticket. I have in my notebook over there. Anytime you run kosher loads, you have to do all that. Tony, the wife, said, you're looking sharp. I'm looking fat is what I'm looking. Last time I was home, man, it was sickening. Because I used to float between 200 and 205. The last time I was home, man, I was 218. I've got to start fasting better, which is why I generally, I think I've shown a video how I mix all my waters. I like keep bottles and propel bottles, and then I'll fill my 100-ounce tea mug up with ice water, and then I'll take and fill my bottles up. I actually have a gallon cranberry juice bottle that's empty. I'll pour out my 100-ounce mug into that, keep that filled up. Then I'll take the 32-ounce bottles of the American Choice that you get from Walmart, like the little flavored sparkling water, so I can get some bubbles. So I'll fill like up to here with water, put a flavor pack in it, and then I'll fill the rest of the way up that American Choice to give it some bubble, some fizzy pop, I guess you could say. So, I do the little things like that. But there's days where I've gone like 3 days without eating anything, but it's still hard. I was going to go this weekend and start, but I'm like, I can't sit here in a hotel and not do anything. Start a doodah. I actually did start the doodah, John. Sorry about that. I just saw that comment. But yeah, I will definitely break out in a doodah. That's they say that's a coping mechanism for people with my thingies. But I do jump up with Are you whispering? It may be my hair that's stopping it. Let's see. My wife makes me keep a Twiggy. Here we go. Let's put a Twiggy and put my hair up or put it in a ponytail. Maybe that'll keep some of the sound, or because I got earbuds in, so maybe the hair is interrupting the microphones. But I'm in a hotel, so I am talking not as loud because I can hear people out in the hall real good. So I'm always trying to be mindful of not being too loud where everybody else outside can hear my conversation. Because I figure it's none of their business. Let's see what else we got up here. See, I was fixing to hit the doodah again. Like that. Such a about everyone. See, I actually I read it, but I didn't read it. Katie's in the kitchen. My brain saw it. I scanned over requests. I read the cats, but I didn't read it out good. So hey, oh, Dadu, Dadu. Oh, okay, Dadu. Yeah, I can't do the Dadu. Or it can be like Family Feud, where they had an episode where another word for mother or something, and this somebody already said mama, mommy, and then this one girl like, no, not mommy, mommy. It's all about not doo-dah, but dadu. Hey, let's just customize a little bit, y'all. Yeah, so anyway, let's circle back to the load now. See, my brain just I will shoot out and I'll just change subjects. It's hard for anybody to keep track of what I'm doing and talking about. But yes, either way, I just went and checked the trailer out. Trailer's nice and good. It is sealed because with kosher loads, and it has to be blessed by the rabbi and everything else. You have to have the certain kosher wash. You've got to have the we got Doug in the house here from don't be mad. Look, is it Minnesota or is it Wisconsin? I'm wanting to think it's Wisconsin or Michigan. Michigan. Which state are you from? I know you're from one of those up there. Because I know we got Tony with Trucking with T-Bone, and y'all are right up there close together. I can't even remember who's in which state. I just know it's up there around the Chicago area, Michigan. Okay. I was thinking, that's what I was kind of thinking, but my brain just like, am I right or am I not right? Let's see, them is telling me, hey, if you can be rolling, you might as well be comfortable. Good to see you. That's right. See, now, since I was home for Thanksgiving, I told them I'd go ahead and run for Christmas. Of course, they asked me, hey, what's your plans for Christmas? Are you going home for Christmas? Do you need to be home? Now, normally Christmas is the only holiday that I generally will say, yes, have me home for Christmas. Now, ever since me and Catherine's been together, I have never missed Christmas except for 2 years. And that was because I was down in Miami. And of course, if y'all know, when I was doing the cruise ships in Miami, that's something I wasn't going to turn down because those were paying 15 grand a week to the truck. I'm not turning down that kind of work, 15 grand a week when I'm in Miami rotation, because me and my brother would alternate. I'd go down for 3 months. He'd go down for 3 months. I'd go down. He'd go down. We'd alternate. And then we alternated and kind of swapped it up a little bit so that I would be down there for the Christmas one year. Then he would be down there for. So basically, you miss Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'd go down from like October, November, December. He'd come down like January, February, March. Then kind of April and kind of swap it up. We kind of divided up like that so that one year I'm down for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Next year he was down for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because with the cruise ships, they always wanted either me or my brother had to be down there at all times with M. Gibson. Because the company, they sent all the stuff to us, and then we kind of coordinated with the M. Gibson drivers and so forth when it comes to the cruise ships and stuff like that. So we dealt with all that, but we kept up with trailer maintenance and VIKs and everything else like that. So those were the only 2 years I missed Christmas with Miss Cat. But since I was home for Thanksgiving and right now we need the money, we're doing that. Let's see here. I forgot to do this here. I was supposed to do this earlier, and I tried it, but I didn't know you could set it like a goals and stupid things. This is what I have on the truck, y'all. I sit on the bed in the truck with my TV, and I've got my wireless mouse and my keyboard, laptop sitting over there closed, and I took to the TV, and this is how I do all my stuff, just like this. I forgot I was supposed to set a goal, which everybody always tells you. I've been reading a video, watching videos on YouTube, and this bull mess talks about set goals for super chats and these other stupid things and for likes and so forth. Well, I really don't want the super chats. I really like to more like have subscribers and things like that and comments, because that's what helps kind of push the channel out. Even though right now my channel is kind of crap because I can't really make real videos. I've actually had somebody comment, when am I going to be able to get back to making videos again? That's kind of a in the air, I'll say it like that. It could be in spring, sometime in spring. I'll say I'm not going to go into further detail, but it could possibly be around springtime where I may be back in the Coronado and hopefully making videos one way or another. Let's see here. Let's do this here. I'm filling out the thing for the goal. You know what? I think I just had it saved, copied and pasted. If it still saves. Nope. I forgot. I went over it because I actually had to transfer something, and I copied and pasted an email address. Daggone it. Give me just a second, y'all. Let's put an email address in here. And yes, the email is going to be in all caps, just so people can, know it. And it'll be easier to see. Let's see if it works. Are you going to work or not? I'm hitting start goal, but it's not doing it. Okay, fine. Heck with it. It wants to be stupid. Okay, now it says my goal is live. Are you going to be doing the cruise ships? Actually, I am not going to be doing the cruise ships. I wish I was going to be doing the cruise ships, but that kind of got messed up. Now at C3, doing the cruise ships for those several years, because I was the first one to go down there, like January 2nd or whatever, 2020. They contracted with M. Gibson back in 2019. Nobody wanted to go down there with the cruise ships because all the drivers at M. Gibson were told, hey, look, this is going to be a until they don't need you thing. It's not going to be you go down there for a week or whatever. No, it was going to be once you go down, you are down there. you're there. It's you. You're there. I mean, nothing you can do. You're there until they don't need you. Um, so I was the first one to go down because I'm willing to stay. Hey, money's money. Money talks, as I say. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go down. Ain't no problem. I'll go down. Well, with M. Gibson, once we left there in January 24, because we were kind of being starved out at M. Gibson. That's all I'm going to say is that we were kind of being starved out. We were told that since we were down there in Miami making money, that they were trying to even out everybody's year-to-dates. But wait a minute. This is how we thought about this, but wait a minute. Me, Wayne, and Jason that were down there, we went down there because no one else would. Everybody in Gibson had the opportunity to go, but the other guys said, I'm not going down there, staying down there for months at a time. Now, Jason and Jana, they got to stay down there for like 6, 7, 8 months. Whereas me and Wayne had to rotate out because, we were like, the head say it, we rotated out. Jana and Jason were M. Gibson company drivers. Well, why are we being punished and penalized from the other owner operators to make their year-to-dates equal ours when we were staying down there, sleeping in our truck, having to pay $600 a month for a bobtail place to park, having to pay for showers every day because you're in the red caustic suit, having to buy food every day when the other drivers are going home all the time. They were running out of Macon, run some loads and go back home, or some loads, go back home. So they were getting to see their family all the time. Some of them every weekend, some of them every day. We weren't. So we were like, why are we being punished for this? So they had the chance. We had all the expenses as well. They didn't. So we finally ended up leaving. Went to C3. Well, C3, I'll go ahead and say it, Univar, who has the contract with the cruise ships, Univar found out that we were all over at C3, me, Wayne, and Jason, and Jana. 4 of us that were on the cruise ships were, no, Jana what? Jana's over here at All Chem. Well, 3 of us were at C3. So they're like, hey, look, we'll do that. So Univar got with C3. Well, C3 said, okay, well, we can do it for this. Well, we had it worked out and agreed with C3. We're like, hey, look, we're not going to go down there and stay down there for less than this amount right here. So C3 was actually willing to take a pay cut and pay us the higher percentage. Thank you, Richard. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting the goals. I really wanted, like comments and likes, but it's just set a goal. I wanted a goal for like chat subscribers and whatever, but appreciate that. But C3, they were willing to take a lower because we got paid 70% of the gross. Whatever the gross load is, we get 70% at C3 as owner operators. Well, they were willing to take a pay cut and give us a higher percentage because they knew it was going to be more steady money, constant work. Once we're there. So that's more revenue stream for them than running all this broker stuff that they were running. That's also, oh, that's cool with the little zombie running with Richard. That's cool. I like that. But now the head dispatcher there, and we never told anybody about this. We never told the other drivers about this. We were getting drivers contacting us, wanting to know about Miami and all that, saying that they're here, they're going down to Miami. We're like, wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute. We'd already talked with the people at Univar, and Univar said, it's going to be a no ifs, ands, or buts. Y'all 3 are the dedicated down in Miami. Now, if we need more than 3 drivers, then C3 can send more drivers. But y'all 3 are the constant. That is there's no negotiations. We 3 are the constant in Miami. No negotiations whatsoever. It's a package deal. Take it or leave it. We get these 3 constant. Anybody else you can send, but these 3 are dedicated to us. Well, the one dispatcher, she's running around telling all the other drivers they're going to go down there for Miami for a week and make money. We're like, whoa, 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 that's not how that shit works. In Miami, you have to be Coast Guard certified because you are unloading across the water. So you've got to have 40-foot hoses just to get from the ship onto the dock, and then, bigger to even a second connection to get to your freaking trailer. So there are times where you need 60 feet of hose, but you can't have any connection across the water. So you got to have at least the 40-foot to get you onto the dock, and then you can have another one getting from that hose to your trailer. But you have to be Coast Guard certified. To do that, I think it was like 80 hours of actual unload time on the dock before you can unload on your own by yourself. So 80 hours of actual dock time, on the dock time. Not 80 hours of driving, unloading tankers in your life. No, on the dock before you could unload on your own. So how are they going to send a driver down to run for a week and get 80 hours before he can unload himself? No, it didn't work that way. And plus, you got to know, because my brother, we'd always pull up the ship schedule. I actually still have it saved on my phone and my laptop, where you pull up the BB pilots for Miami, and then you pull up the Port Everglades ship schedule, which tells you what time the ship's going to be arriving, what time the lines are going to be, tied off, what pier it's going to be at, and whether it's going to be facing port side or starboard side. Now, some of the docks, depending on what side it's facing, if it's facing, say, starboard side one day, well, you need to come in from this side of a pier. If it's facing port side, you need to come in from this side of the pier, because certain ships have their doors where we unload the caustic into. Like, say you've got a door right here. Okay, well, our truck needs to be parked over here where the back of our truck is right here. So we got to come in from this side and park this way. You can't come in from this side and park this way because there's another door right here where the forklifts are bringing in the dry goods and provisions. So you've got to know keep up with all that. So you got to know your way onto the docks and everything else. So you can't just send someone down there and constantly replace somebody every week and have a new driver. That's not how that works. So C3 lost it. We never went down there. Never went down there because C3 acted stupid. That's all I'm going to say on that. So we never went down there. So yeah, that's the only other time I've been gone for Christmas, except for this time here. And this load here delivers in Nebraska. Since I'm loading Monday, it may not. I think they said it'll probably more than likely unload Friday after Christmas, because last time where I'm loaded at here in Port Newark, I loaded, got there at 6:30. I didn't leave till 11. And I noticed on the bills the unloading time was 8 o'clock in the morning. So if they want their stuff at 8 each morning for the unloads, then I don't think there's a way to actually get it there. If I don't leave that late in the day, being able to get it there in time to unload at 8 a.m. in Nebraska. So, and then of course, Thursday is Christmas. So maybe Friday. We'll see. But there is other news, which I probably should make a video on that. Realistically, I should probably make a video. That way I've got more content talking about something that just happened last week. Yeah, it's more news on my trucking side. Just little tidbits. It involves Black Beauty, though. It does involve Black Beauty. I mean, I'll say it like that. Hopefully things will get better. I really hope things will get better in 2026, because 2025 is a crap year. But All Chem, besides the fact that I can't record anything, I can't do any freaking trucking videos, All Chem really is a good company. So if anybody's hauling tanker and they're up, like we got a terminal in Houston, Texas, Channelview/Houston. They got a terminal in Charlotte, North Carolina, which I do know the Charlotte, North Carolina terminal, which is located at Express Tank Wash in Charlotte. Last I heard, he was still looking for drivers. I know, I don't know if New Jersey's still looking, but you know, that's where the main terminal is. But all Chem does pay well. I will say, all Chem does pay well. But the problem that I'm having is I'm putting basically 90% of my paycheck from All Chem into the business to keep the business side going for 2025. Um, I came over here. My first paycheck here was in March 21st of this year. As of yesterday's paycheck, as a company driver, I've already grossed 120,000. 120,000 as a company driver, but I wouldn't know it because everything's been, like I say, 90% of my check is going into the business account to cover the losses on the other truck. It's been covering the loss of Robert's truck, which I finally sold this summer because I'd been paying for that truck it sold in August. I've been paying on that truck since Robert went down August of last year for surgery. So I paid $2,500 a month for truck payment insurance with no driver, no revenue coming in. That's a lot of money for a year for it to sit and make you absolutely nothing. But originally he was only supposed to be down for 6 to 8 weeks. Then ended up being longer. Then finally in February he wasn't going to be able to come back. Well, then I couldn't ever find a driver. Everybody's like, "Oh, if you can't guarantee me at least $3,000 a week," some said $3,500 a week, and then the majority of them, I also got to be home every weekend. Dude, you better stay if you're making that where you're at, stay where you're at. Which, to be honest, I'm making that here at All Chem, but then if y'all know me, I've only been home like 3 times since March. I haven't really been home. So that's why I've made that much, because I'm staying out and I don't go home. But like I said, the money's been going back into the business to cover the loss. Jeffrey's truck's been taking a beating over at C3 because he sits for days and days and days. I mean, like for instance, week before last, he unloaded on Thursday morning in Greensboro, literally half a mile from the Express Tank Wash. He was there in Express that morning. What was he there? He unloaded and he left according to the paperwork that I got. He left and pulled out of the receiver at 10:20. Tank wash literally half a mile away. So here it is Thursday at like 10:20 in the morning. Tuesday, he's still waiting on a load on Tuesday. So that was really freaking sickening. I probably should have bought a lottery ticket. I really should have. I saw the lottery coming up here. It was like 1.1. I noticed they changed it and actually put on there where I actually had the digital display that actually said like billion, 1.1 billion. I was like, oh wow. Let's see, we got John Halgram here. Hindsight is 25. I know, right? When it comes to buying those other trucks, and because it took me for a long time to get the truck sold. I didn't think I was ever going to get Robert's truck sold because I couldn't find a freaking driver that had enough experience, because the insurance company, a lot of them, they require a certain amount of experience to put somebody in the truck, because depending on what carrier you're leased with, they've got their own requirements. I mean, I could have a little looser requirement, but the carrier has their requirements with their insurance company. So yeah, it's always something. Doug says he gonna win the lottery. See, I probably should have bought a daggone lottery ticket. I don't know. Does New Jersey have the lottery? I don't remember if I've seen a lottery sign in New Jersey though. To be honest, I don't think I have. But so those basically sucked me dry and sucked me dry, and I kept taking loss. See, even Jeffrey's truck. When I first got Jeffrey's truck, we got it because in Gibson, we're like, hey, we need drivers, we need trucks, we need drivers and trucks. We got this new account, we've got these lanes, we're good, we're set in stone. I bought another Pete. Brother bought that yellow 389 that he's got. Well, then guess what happened? Oh, he didn't have the loads. So that truck sat for a year because then he put us on a hiring freeze. He's like, nope, you can't put anybody in the truck. So I sat waiting and waiting for him to lift it until finally I said, okay, I'm out of here. After like I bought it in July, I finally left there in January because then he wasn't even working me. Wasn't working me, Wayne, or Jason. So I left, but then I still had a hard time trying to find a driver. Once I left there, I said, okay, well, I'll just put it over here where I'm at now. But then had a trouble trying to find drivers. Trying to find drivers that want to work now is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's crazy to find drivers now. Nobody wants to work. These kids today, they do not understand what OTR means. OTR does not mean home every weekend. That's regional. If you're going to be home every weekend, that's regional. That is not OTR. OTR is out 3 weeks. See, like Robert. When Robert was with me, he'd stay out 3 to 4 weeks and he'd go home for a week. I mean, the whole time he pulled drive in for me, that's what he did. He went out for 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and he went home for a week. Me personally, I mean, I know industry standard is you get 1 day for every week you're out, which is why I've always stayed out a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks minimum, because I don't want to go home for a weekend. When I go home, I want a week off because a weekend reset to me is crap. You go home, well, by the time you do a weekend reset, you're not getting anything done. You're not going to rest. You got to do laundry. Well, like me, I got to catch up on paperwork and everything else in between. So you have no time. I mean, it's sitting. You don't make anything. So with me, I prefer 8 weeks, minimum, then take a whole week home. I go home first couple of days. I'm not gonna lie, I do absolutely nothing but sit on that freaking couch and watch TV. I'm not gonna lie, I do nothing. I get cuddles with Miss Cat. Then in the middle of that, then I'll go ahead and take care of the honey-do list. We go out to eat, whatever yard work, whatever stuff around the house I need to do. And then a couple of days before I leave, then I kind of rest up, start getting everything packed up, get the laundry done, make sure I get all the paperwork caught up in the computer because I keep all my business files backed up on Google Drive so that my desktop at home and my laptop are all synced together so I can pull up, because I've done it before, I pull up records on my phone, for people on my phone, and I'll email stuff because I keep everything backed up so I can access it everywhere. I pay for, I think, 2 terabytes or something of data on Google Drive or something, or maybe 200 gigs or 2 terabytes. I know I pay like $100 a month for extra storage on Google because all my stuff is backed up on it. If my diabetes was it bad, so I could. See, I can't even see it on there. Who actually? Okay, Richard made a comment. Okay, yeah. It's bad when you can't freaking see. And yes, I agree. It is okay to do nothing. I mean, I'm only 56, but I've been working at actual W-2 paying jobs since I was 14 with a work permit. Started a landscaping company at 15, then I went to McDonald's at 15, and then worked from there until I was in my late 20s. Left there as a general manager, and then started a janitorial business from like 98 until I got divorced in 06. Had a janitorial company, then did trucking. Started trucking in 04, so I started the janitorial business, but I was letting the ex-wife do the janitorial business and run it, which of course she ran out of the ground. basically fired everybody and just let it go. Yeah, gotta love it. Dun, 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 boom. Let's show this. So I got to keep looking up here because I can't really see even my glasses. It's still hard to see on the tablet as opposed to on the TV. I can read the comments real good on the TV. Yeah, exactly. All my trucks were set up with, see, which is why it also killed me because I put so much into those trucks. Because I figure if a driver's going to stay on the road, give them the comforts. So every one of the trucks, of course, you had your drop visors and your window chops. You had the mirrors, hood mirrors with the marker blinkers. Every single light on that truck. I hate amber lenses. I hate amber lenses with a passion. Oh, hey, Connie, how's it going? Every amber light on those two Peterbilts was changed to a clear lens. And every one of them were marker / blinker. Because I hate a Volvo because a Volvo is a dark truck. And you could be sitting beside someone or someone would kind of be back there behind you, but not, or like kind of sitting off to the side, kind of back at the back of your tractor. Well, they're just far enough where they can't see your taillights on the tractor blinking that you got a blink on, you want to get over, and they just sit there for miles. They'll sit there. So all the sleeper lights on the Peterbilts got changed to a marker and blinker. That way people can't say, well, I didn't see a blinker. Like my Coronado. Oh, you can't help but to notice my blinker. The blinkers are all in the bumper, the drop visor, the blinkers, 5 on each side of the drop visor, the whole entire running board. I've got 132 3/4-inch lights on my Coronado. Every single one of those 132 3/4-inch lights are marker / blinker. So people can't say, I didn't see a blinker. Oh, no, you saw a blinker. You ignored it. So pretty crazy. Damn, Richard, did I miss your birthday? Or did I tell you happy birthday? Damn, I might have missed it. If I didn't, hey, y'all, everybody tell Richard, hey, happy birthday. No, I guess I'm not on your Facebook, or I don't know. I know generally I don't go on the personal Facebook page. I stay logged in. Okay, tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Richard. But I stay logged in because, of course, you got to have something attached to the business one. But I stay logged in on the business side. Of course, I get notifications for personal. But the wife mainly does the personal Facebook page. My business side Facebook page for Tourette Structuring, I stay logged in on that. But occasionally I'll just go and if I see a happy birthday, I'll go ahead and put happy birthday if I see the comments or the notifications on Facebook. But yeah, I'm not really that active on Facebook. I just post, but I don't actually really go on and scroll through. I kind of just post and close it out. I'm the worst. So yes, happy birthday tomorrow there, Richard. Now let's try to circle my way back to what I was talking about. Oh, the trucks being set up. But yeah, they had all that. Every one of them had a 10-inch Garmin truck GPS. Every one of them had a Sony touchscreen media player stereo with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, Dish Network, Blu-ray DVD players, laptop, laser printer, unlimited business internet. And I had to switch to unlimited because Jeffrey was going over 300 gigs. I had 300 gigs on them. Jeffrey went over a couple of times and hit me for like 160 extra one month, 180 extra another month. So I called Verizon about that, and then I realized they told me, well, we got an unlimited plan. Like, well, they didn't tell me about an unlimited plan when I got these. Well, yeah, we just got that, over the last certain. Like, well, switch that bad boy to unlimited. They're killing me on the bill, and the bill actually went down with the unlimited plan. Go figure. So you have all that. So the trucks, the Peterbilts had TVs. They had wireless keyboard and mouse in each one. That way they can sit there like I do on the bed. The laptop is on a laptop stand by the passenger seat. Had had TransFlow on the laptop so they can translate their paper without having to go inside of a truck stop. They can just send it to me right there from the truck dealer. While they're sitting at a tank wash, scan it, shoot it to me. You got to go in truck stop at all. So I did all kinds of things to make things better. Microwave convection air fryer ovens, APUs, tire pressure monitoring sensors on the dash, along with the Pure Halo tire inflators. Appreciate that, Connie. Poor old Clutch, he's always got something going on. If it's not a freaking coolant reservoir sensors, poor Clutch always has something. I mean, so tire pressure monitoring sensors, I mean, it saved me one time. It also saved, I can't think of his freaking name that was with me before. Out of the first one that was in Robert's truck, out of freaking, he lived in North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. Damn. Oh well. But with the sensors on the freaking dash, you're looking at the tire pressures on all 10. Well, it's in real time. So when you have a leak, it shows that you have a leak, and it shows, and it beeps, and it'll tell you, hey, look, you got a tire going down, and you can watch that pressure in real time. So that helps. So I did all these things to give the driver some comfort. Basically, didn't have a toilet and a shower. Other than that, you had every other comfort that a driver should want. And I gave them the freedom to run what they want when they want. Never fussed them about going home. I mean, because Jeffrey's deadheaded 500 miles home. Like the other day was kind of like ate a boatload. He unloaded in Savannah, Georgia. He went home all the way to Montgomery, Alabama, and then had to go all the way back to Chester, South Carolina to load after Thanksgiving. So, I mean, from 20 grand on that transmission. See, that's why I don't like the automatic transmissions. Automatic transmissions, which like this All Chem truck here, it has an automatic transmission, and I hate it because I'm constantly having trouble when I go into put it in reverse. I'll hit the gas, and if I hear it start revving, I gotta hurry up and get off of it. Because if I try to push the gas too many times and it doesn't move, then they'll come up with a transmission fault on the freaking dash, and then you have to shut the truck off, let it sit for about 5 seconds, and then turn it back on, let it go through the whole cycle all over again, and then try to crank the truck up. And then there's been times when I still just shut it down again. Meanwhile, if you're trying to back up and you got people behind you waiting to get past you, and you're blocking the freaking driveway because you're trying to back in a part, that's embarrassing. And I've had that happen more times than I can count. That is humiliating for a seasoned driver who's used to a stick shift. Put it in freaking gear and back up and get out the way. So these automatic transmissions are trash. I don't like them. Now, it is nice when I'll admit, now it's nice when I'm in freaking all this rush hour traffic, and I ain't got to constantly, because that clutch on that Coronado, buddy, your leg will be sore in rush hour traffic because that thing will wear you out. So yeah, so that is the downside to the automatics, and that is the good side to the automatics is rush hour. Other than that, I don't like them. I mean, I think they're more trouble than what they're worth. But I haven't talked about it yet. My little logo right here, I do have a trucker music channel with videos on it. If you look up Trucker Music, actually in the link in the description below, I actually have a link to it. I know a couple of people have gone over there, but you'll have to look under the shorts because the very first ones I did, I was using shorts or in portrait format, but then I started doing better. Of course, they're all AI music, but I started using Grok. I was trying to use Perplexity to help write the songs, but then I started using Grok because Perplexity did too many funkiness. Grok did better, but I've gotten better at putting a lot more detail. I mean, because there have been times when I spent like 2 hours just going through the detail and the detail and the detail of what all I wanted it to write a song about. And of course, if you listen to the songs, oh, they're all about They're all about me. They're all about me and everything else. And especially the one video, if you go into the shorts, you'll see a picture of the thumbnail for it is like a lady and a trucker sitting there. That's right, Richard. The trucker and this lady in a white little short top. That one is hilarious because I actually did AI videos of me and Kat, put me and Catherine in there, and it's hilarious. But when I was making that, I didn't have my glasses on, and I sent it to Catherine, let her look at it. She's like, "Dude, you got nipple." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "The one girl at the end is showing nipple." I'm like, "No." She's like, "You better go look at that thing." I look, I'm like, she was right. I didn't know that AI would make that because I put in, make a sexy girl, cuddling up in the truck with this guy. Well, I didn't have my glasses on, so I didn't see the detail that her shirt is just a little bit low cut. And then when I put glasses on, went and watched, I'm like, oh, it's like, but she thought it was hilarious. She absolutely thought it was hilarious. Um, but the parts of me putting me and her in there were just pretty hilarious. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing the writing and putting in there what I want it to say of everything. And then, of course, using AI to actually write it. And then I'm using Sunu music to actually sing it. Um, and then I'll go through and it'll take so many different edits and so forth, so many times of trying to make it, get it the one that I want and the way I want it. But for the most part, they're like outlaw country rap. Um, so I mean, I've downloaded each of them and I try to put them in here so that I save them. So I actually listen to them when I'm driving, just because I think they're cool. But yes, y'all, please go to that channel. Just look up or hit the link below or go look up Tourette's Trucker Music. And that little logo right there, that is the logo for the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe, leave comments, share them. Y'all know the whole deal. Like, comment, share, like Wildbird says. But yeah, it's just pretty cool. I mean, it's just something different because more people are getting into the music. And I'm sure the big music people are going to start getting pissed off at the AI stuff because why would we want to put so much money behind everybody's stuff out there? Um, Thanks for putting the name of that blues tune last week. Yes, you are much welcome there, Chris. But yeah, so I'm trying to download all that music and actually write it about trucking situations. Now the Atlanta Loop was kind of funny, and I made it since I basically live on the outskirts of Atlanta. So I made that just because of the JB Hunt drivers that get in that freaking middle lane and won't move. I mean, I get it to an extent, but we've actually heard that these mega cares are actually telling people to get in the middle lane and stay in that middle lane because that's the safest lane because then you don't have to fight the traffic coming on and off, on and off. Now, I'll admit, I get that because when I'm running through all these cities and I try to get over in the right lane, the next thing you know, here come 20 people trying to come on. And they act like you're supposed to move over. Well, if somebody's beside me, I can't move over. Now, if no one is beside me, I absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, will move over. But if somebody's beside me, it's not my job to slam on the brakes when you can get your speed up quicker as a car to get on than I can get my speed back up constantly slamming on brakes. Um, so I get it to an extent, but if you're in 3 lanes of traffic and you're these mega carriers and you're sitting in that middle lane and you're doing 5, 10 under the speed limit and you see a truck in your mirror behind you and you've got room to move over to the right, move your butt over. There's no sense in sitting there hanging out because that just ticks my butt. I get so ticked off with that. Uh-oh, not the browser crash. I'm surprised my laptop has, or my tablet hasn't freaking crashed yet. I need to update this thing. But yeah, this tablet is the only Apple. I'm a big Android person, but I got this iPad so I can FaceTime with my granddaughter. Other than that, I'm a big Samsung person. I got Samsung TVs. My TV, I got it's a 43-inch Samsung in my freaking Coronado. All my Samsung TVs at the house are Samsung. So yeah, I'm a big Samsung. I've been a Samsung phone person since the Note 2. I've had nothing but Samsung since the Note 2 came out. I like my Samsung. But yes, but yeah, y'all be sure to check out the channel. Now, I guess I will have to do another video about the other thing I was talking about, why I'm hoping things will get better next year, and all the money that I've been putting from my All Chem paychecks going back into the business, helping to cover the loss, because it's been nothing but loss, 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 loss. I think the last report I pulled was pretty bad, to be honest. Let's see. See if I can pull it up and see. Close that tab. I don't need that freaking. Oh my gosh. Close all them tabs. Let's see. Trucking Pro Fleet Edition. I can pull a report here and tell you just how bad it's been so far. From January 1st to today. Profit and loss. Right now, I'm at a $32,352 loss for the year. Woohoo! Gotta love it. $32,000 loss already. I mean, I've been doing nothing but putting all my money in it. See, and that's because I'm accounting for all the money that I'm putting from, because all the credit card stuff that I had to pay for last year on all the repairs and everything going last year, of course, that doesn't count on this year's. So all the money that I'm making at All Chem is going back into business to cover all the credit card expenses from last year that I'm still making payments on, because I wasn't making enough last year at C3. I mean, yeah, at C3 to pay the cards back down and off. So they're still being. So this is the downside of getting your own trucks and getting multiple trucks. So when one's down, you're losing money. When you have breakdowns and repairs, and especially since, let's see, Jeffrey had that one repair this year in New York, which was like 10 grand. Then the one that he just had with the rear end back in September, that repair bill cost me over 10 grand, because it was like 66,000 and some change to replace the rear end, and then for the tow bill. But then there were 2 weeks of hotel. Then there was also 2 weeks of no revenue. So altogether, the actual expenses between hotel and repairs ended up coming up for altogether everything ended up being like 10 grand. And then there was the lost revenue. So that was freaking sickening. But so far this year, had $21,977.87 in truck repairs. Gotta love it. Be an owner, go out, get your truck. Be an owner operator. You'll make money, they say. They don't tell you all the problems that when one truck's down and you got to put that guy in a hotel because Weller sent the wrong rear end the first time. He broke down on a Friday before Labor Day, Memorial Day, whichever this holiday was in September. But he broke down that Friday morning. Well, they had to tow him to the shop that Friday afternoon. Well, it's the end of the day. They're not looking at it. Monday's a holiday. They're not even going to look at it till Tuesday. So it was Tuesday before they can get him in and look at it. Okay, well, then they got with Weller. So on Wednesday, okay, we need a rear end. So they got with Weller. Weller sent a rear end. Guess what? Weller sent the wrong rear end. Ooh, so now guess what? Now we just extended his hotel again. So now the hotel's extended again. Well, then guess what? They sent a cracked rear end. The second rear end was a cracked rear end. They went and inspected it around the hub bolt, around the bolts, where bolts up was freaking cracked. They're like, we can't secure this. Well, then next thing you know, hey Sarah, how's it going? So then I had to extend his hotel again. Then the third rear end, when we finally got the third rear end, he'd already been in a hotel for 13 nights in a hotel. I mean, we'll see. And everybody, other people are like, well, why didn't you just fly him home? It would have been cheaper to fly him home. Yeah, but we were expecting it to be done like quick. So, I mean, we weren't expecting another rear end, and this we're expecting all the problems. So every time we turned around, it kept getting extended, kept getting extended, kept getting extended. So that's what killed it, was everything constantly being extended out. So that one there cost us over 10 grand, and then there was a loss of revenue. So yeah, so that hurts, when you have to deal with situations like that. But what it is, so I mean, because I still paid him $250 a day Monday through Friday now, $250 a day for sitting in a hotel, because it wasn't his fault that he was down. So for that downtime, now his New York repair, I did not pay him downtime because he was actually at home. But for the Ohio breakdown, I paid him $250 a day, which I think is fair as a company driver. So this is the things that they don't tell you about when you get multiple trucks. Really, and sometimes it's better to stay with just your one. And then one time when me and Kat, I was home trying to go do something. Well, then Jeffrey breaks down. We're in town. He's broke down. He needs a tire and so forth, road service. And here I'm in the middle of town with nothing. And I was driving. So I had to pull over, let Catherine drive. Because normally when I'm home, I do not drive when I'm home. I'll be honest. When I'm driving, I'm like, Catherine knows I drive for a living. When I come home, that's the last thing I want to do is actually get back in a vehicle. So there's a lot of times I could be home for a week, 2 weeks, and never leave the house except for us to go eat and go back home. I love my safety safe. I love sitting in my house and do nothing. I don't like to go out. But when I do, Catherine drives because I drive for a living. So we had to pull over. And that time I was actually driving because I knew where we were going that time. We actually went to drop off my truck at Freightliner. No, at Big Mo's to have the rear end or have the alignment and kingpins like that. But so I had to pull over so she could drive, and I can try to look up his GPS location on my phone because I got GPS trackers and all the alarm systems. Yeah, alarm systems are in the truck too, where the drivers have the app where they can remote start their truck from the app. They can lock the doors and unlock the doors from their app, set the alarm from the app on their phones, or they have a key fob. Also had that too, and GPS trackers on the truck. So I had to find where he was at, try to find a road service crew, get him some tires. I mean, all from the phone. So with one truck, Catherine is like ecstatic about going back to one truck where when I'm home, guess what? I'm home. There's nobody that's going to be calling, bothering me when I decide to go back, and it's just me. I don't have to worry. Our home time is our home time with nobody interfering, saying, hey, man, I got a problem. We can actually enjoy our time. We don't have to worry about trying to do payroll. I got to do payroll. I got to enter in all his loads, from TransFlow, all this. I got to get payroll. You don't have to worry about that when you're on your own. So these are things that a lot of people don't think about when they get multiple trucks. And also, you hear the things, if you don't have at least 5 trucks, you're not going to make money. You need to have 5 or more trucks, otherwise it's not worth it. And I'm beginning to see it, and my twin brother's starting to feel the same way. He is starting to feel the same way. Isn't the truckers things we make? Exactly. People always think that we make lots of money. We do not make lots of money. For feature injected in the harness. Every new shot or tank owner operators here for the last 2 years. Yeah, Snyder is rough because they say Snyder didn't pay that much as it is. As a cost of everything this upcoming year, going to be making a break. Yeah, I really hope 2026 is going to be a better year, y'all. I really hope 2026 is going to be a better year for all of us. But yeah, y'all, I guess I better go because my headset keeps telling me, it's already told me like 10 times battery low. So I guess it's going to be down on me, which I think I've rambled on this thing long enough. Let's see what's it say. Does it say how long I've been on this live? Sorry, y'all. It don't say how long I've been on the live. Either way, I know it's been too freaking long. And Connie, Sarah, I got rid of the Tony at Tourette's Trucker email, trying to cut costs. Went ahead and just deleted that website and just using my Tourette's Trucking website and email address. Yeah, I'm actually not going to make it home this Christmas, Sarah. I'm actually loading Monday going to Nebraska. So if you email me, Sarah, do it at the Tony at Tourette's-trucking.com email address, or use contact at Tourette's-trucking.com email. Because I got rid of that. Like I said, I'm trying to cut some of the costs. I got rid of those with the Tourette's-trucker.com website and email address. So just use the Tony at Tourette's-trucking or the contact at Tourette's-trucking.com email, Sarah. Because I know me and Sarah will email here and there. If you look at her picture, she's got a picture of good old Rusty up there. Rusty, a sweet dog. Her and her husband used to live in Georgia, not far, and then they moved away, but got a cute little doggy. Rusty's a ham. Anyway, y'all, I hope everybody has y'all a good, safe, blessed Christmas. I may do another live if I'm going to be sitting on Christmas. I doubt I'll do the live on Christmas because nobody would watch it. You're all with your family, so. But it looks like I'll be sitting at a mom and pop. So if I do, I may put that up there, and may do one that Wednesday if I'm shut down early enough. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But I need to start doing more lives because I've been looking at my lives. My lives have not been putting out very many at all. It has been dismal. I think it showed my last live was 2 months ago. And at one point, I actually used to do them on Sundays. When I was doing drive-in for a while, I was doing them like every Sunday. So I need to kind of get back in the groove of things. But maybe soon. I just wish I could do, like I say, I want to get back to where I can actually make real videos. All Chem won't let me make them, but maybe in spring something may be happening to where I can go back to making videos. That's all I'm going to say. If I'm still here at All Chem, I'm not making videos. If I leave All Chem, I can go back to making videos. I know there's a lot of people. I still get tons of emails from people, tons of comments on all my older videos thanking me for putting the videos, showing them about tanking and so forth, that they've learned something from it, that they wish, I could go back to doing more. Like I say, before, I didn't set out for the channel to be like really teaching anything, but I still get lots of comments and emails on all my tanking videos about how they're learning and they're glad I put the videos out. So I'd really like to get back to making videos again. And if I end up going with Landstar, maybe, I'm not saying it's a possibility. I'm just saying if I was to ever go to drive-in, it would be Landstar, and Thor will be on the truck if I do drive-in. But I'm just saying I may maybe making a move in spring, between spring and summer next year. Not that I don't like All Chem, but it is kind of, I don't like being up here constantly in this freaking north, and they're keeping me up here in this north, and I do not like the north at all. So if I go to Landstar, I can stay in the south. Just saying. I can run what I want, where I want, when I want. And I can put Thor back on the truck, and I can make videos. Or there's another tanker possibility that someone's working on that would want me to come on board. I'll be able to take Thor, but I'll be back to making videos. So I'm just saying. There's some possibilities that are happening between spring and summer. So that's all I'm going to say, y'all. I know, Richard, I know you're up north. I know freaking Doug's up north, but I don't like the north. I hate the north. It's too freaking cold. The idiot drivers and roads. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I'm a warm weather southern beach kind of person. Even though I haven't been on the beach since I was a teenager, I don't like the north. I like it in the south. That's why I live in the south. Anyway, y'all. Hope everybody has y'all a good, safe, blessed Christmas. We'll catch you on next video, y'all. Peace out. And thanks for everybody coming in here and joining the live, y'all. Take care. I can figure out how to close this out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.